Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, and this is our final week of our show coming to you from the beautiful Old Hampshire Designs home. Today we'll meet Peter Schiess, owner of Landforms Limited, a registered landscape architect who provides landscape design and construction for Old Hampshire Design clients. Will Ogmundson will tell us about his free Summer Music Associates concert coming up. And Andi Steele will wrap up her story about the early days of the Lake Sunapee Region VNA. And we'll close with Pete Lauridsen at one of our most unique local treasures, the Ice House Museum. Don't go away because you won't want to miss this week's edition of the Yankee Chronicle. We'll be right back.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. With more frequent major weather events, don't say again, I should have installed a generator. H.R. Clough provides the best home generator systems available from Generac. Our highly trained personnel provide you a complete turnkey installation. For a free estimate, call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
There's a big difference between a big box store and a LaValle Middleton building supply.
When you're a local store, you need to compete with the bigger chains. So we've combined our purchasing power with over 300 independent lumberyard and home centers, and we've passed those savings on to you.
Our customers have grown up with our stores, and now their kids are shopping here with our kids.
We have everything you need for any home improvement project you can think of.
And the possibilities are endless.
If we had a motto, it would be neighbors helping neighbors build a community.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. Now is the time to have a highly trained H.R. Clough technician perform an annual maintenance and inspection of your gas or oil system to help you avoid a failure in the dead of winter. Call now to set up an appointment. Call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from this beautiful Old Hampshire Designs home here in New London. And I'm now joined by Peter Schiess, the owner of Landforms Limited, who's the landscape architect of this home. Hi, Peter.
Hey, how are you, Abby?
Not a bad place to be interviewing you today and visiting on this beautiful summer August day.
Beautiful day. A little warm.
A little warm, right.
Nice to be inside in the AC.
For sure, but you had the chance all last year to work at this house as the landscape architect here, and tell me about the process and what you and the homeowners came up with.
Well, we started with Old Hampshire Designs and Harry Hedison, siting the house. Before anything was done here, this was all woods.
Wow.
So we had to start clearing and orienting the house to the view, which is outstanding.
Outstanding.
And that was reasonably easy.
Yeah.
The driveway was tough.
Yep.
You know, it's a steep driveway
Yep.
to get up here.
Sure.
And the best part about it was that the whole site was granite and it had to all be blasted.
Wow.
So we used all stone, or from on-site, excuse me, in all the landscape. So all the walkways are on-site stone, all the steps are on-site stone.
Wow.
So
That's
it was
using
fun.
your resources.
And, yeah, you don't normally get to use that.
Sure, yeah, that must be very rare for you where you come to a project and you say, we don't need to bring too much in, we've got it all right here that we need.
Yeah, it was super unusual.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So really focusing towards this incredible view, I mean, this has got to be one of the best views in the area, but really focusing a lot of the outside living space towards this view, and that's kind of what you created outside.
Yeah, there's a big patio outside that is right off this living room.
Mm-hmm.
They spend a lot of time out there. And then there's like a mid-level fire pit patio where they also spend an awful lot of time.
Fun.
And everything is oriented to the view. There's really not a lot of living space on the back side of the house.
Sure. And tell us about your relationship with Old Hampshire Designs. You do a lot of work together.
We've been in business for 32 years, and I've been working with Old Hampshire Design for probably 25 years.
Wow.
Yep. And we're always part of the team. It's really nice working with Jay and the other guys, getting us involved early on so
Sure.
that we meet the client, get to site the house, help with the grading plan, help with all the engineering. And that's really nice, rather than coming in at a later date and having to either correct mistakes or do something different.
Sure. And tell us a little bit, I mean, I see your trucks everywhere, but tell our viewers a little bit about what you offer as a whole at Landforms.
We're a design build shop. We don't do any maintenance at all.
Okay.
So all we do is design projects, permit them if they're necessary to permit, and then build them.
Wow.
So that's our nut. We really enjoy doing that. I'm the designer, but I also work in the field all the time.
I do see you in the field a lot too. That's a good thing.
It is good. It's different than most of the other companies around.
Sure.
I like working in the field.
Yep.
I really enjoy seeing the finished product. At the end of the day, it's fun to sit back, even if you're dead tired and
hot.
Yeah, it's great to sit back and just look and see, wow, that was what we did today.
Right.
That was a good day.
And you have a great team that you work with too. You have a lot of workers that help you out at all these job sites.
I have 10 employees, of which 8 of them have worked for me for over 20 years.
Wow.
So there's a couple people we hire on in the summertime.
Sure.
Even those folks are repeats. They've been working with me for 8 to 9 years.
Wow.
So it works out pretty well.
That's
it's
incredible.
a nice knit company. It's like a little family.
That's wonderful. And do you also people could say, we've had a patio that needs to be redone, or some landscaping that's just tired and needs to be renovated. Do you do remodel projects as well?
We do, yeah. I mean, new homes are kind of the big thing.
Sure.
But we go in and do a lot of smaller projects, just adding patios or refreshing landscape or building new walkways or revitalizing, patios that have settled or whatever. So we do a lot of different work like that. Anything that's construction related, that's what we do.
Well, and this pandemic has made people step outside their house and say, what can we do to upgrade our house or to fix something that's been a project that we've wanted to fix for a long time? And so this has probably been a very busy time for you.
It has been a booming. I mean, we've always grown, but last year was crazy busy.
Yeah.
And this year is off the chart.
Incredible.
The hardest part is getting materials.
Yeah.
That's just brutal.
Right. The shortage of materials.
Yeah.
I know, hopefully we're on the up and up. Peter, for people that want to get in touch with you and Landforms, how do they do so?
They can check us out online or they can give us a call.
Easy.
That is.
Check out the Old Hampshire Designs NH.com website for a sample of their other beautifully crafted work. Though it represents just a small sample of their hundreds of projects, they offer it to you as an introduction to some of the Old Hampshire Designs award-winning and finely crafted details, such as fireplaces, interior trim, paneling, stairways, masonry, and magnificent windows. When we return, Will Ogmundson will tell us about his free Summer Music Associates concert coming right up. But first, these words from some of the good folks that make your Yankee Chronicle possible.
Simple solutions in a challenging world. Let Echo Communications make your life simpler. From the beginning, creating design through the commercial print process and ending with custom mailing, all easily coordinated in one place. Echo Communications provides simple solutions in a challenging world. One place, many solutions. Learn more at echocominc.com.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. Now is the time to protect yourself from the potential rising costs of fuel. The H.R. Clough Smart Pay Plan offers you the very best price. Call and talk to one of the expert staff about the right plan for you and your home. Call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Warner's Main Street Bookends has been your community bookstore since 1998 and voted Yankee Magazine's Editor's Pick Must-See Bookstore. Bookends is a full-service store offering a huge selection of current fiction and nonfiction with children's book selection, toys, and games. Bookends has a huge card selection for all occasions, along with Main Street Marketplace and Gallery in the attached barn. 100% solar, Main Street Bookends of Warner is building your community one book at a time.
I'm Abby Peel, and you're watching Yankee Chronicle. Summer Music Associates, like other cultural events, have been on a COVID hiatus. As they plan for the next season, they want to provide you one concert before this summer fades away. Let's hear now from one of the artists. Hi, Will.
Well, you would never believe it, but I actually got a day job in the past year, a real honest-to-God day job. I am working at Kearsarge High School as a para. No, not in the music department. I'm in the special ed department of all things, and I actually enjoyed it too, which is even crazier. So I'm going back to doing that this year in addition to all my musical ventures. I've been putting out music like crazy, actually. I've been recording myself and putting out all kinds of stuff on Spotify and Pandora and iTunes. Not that I would be shamelessly promoting that, but if I were, I would say you could find it on all those platforms and many more for your listening convenience. And I'm going to be starting to do live performances again, which I'm really excited about. That's what I enjoy most. I love being in front of audiences, and I'm going to be in front of an audience on September 2nd, coming right up. I'm going to be pulling out all the stops because we're coming back, and I want to make sure that I come back with a vengeance and give people a really good show. So I'm going to be playing some classical stuff. I'm going to be playing the Pathetique Sonata by Beethoven. There, I said it on an interview. That means I really have to do it. I can't chicken out because I said it now. It's out there for all the world to hear. I'm going to be doing Rhapsody in Blue. Everybody likes that. You know you love Rhapsody in Blue. Come to see that. And some French pieces. I'm going to be doing some Palestinian pieces. Most of you know that I went to Palestine a couple years ago. I have an affinity for Palestine. And I'm going to be doing some Hungarian pieces. A friend of mine over there had a great-grandfather who was a composer, and we're going to be dusting off some of his works. There's a very exciting story behind that. And so I'm going to be premiering several of his works on September 2nd. I'm very excited. Be doing a concert for the Walker Lecture Series. That's going to be in October. I believe it's October 6th. You can check their website, or you can check my website, williamogmundson.com. And that one is also free. That's going to be at the City Auditorium in Concord. Other than that, I've got lots of CDs out there. For those of you who are still driving old beater cars with CD players in them, like me, you can buy my CDs. They're available on my website, williamogmundson.com, or at my concerts. Around the World in 80 Minutes is going to be held on September 2nd at the First Baptist Church, New London, New Hampshire at 7 p.m. And it's free and open to the public. No reservations required.
Thanks, Will, and thank you, Summer Music Associates, for this free gift to patrons. And another belated celebration is the 50th anniversary of the Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice. When we return, we'll have a latest installment of their Andi Steele history interview. But first, let's celebrate these supporters of your Yankee Chronicle.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. H.R. Clough installs water conditioning systems to purify your water and add life to your hot water heating system. Now is the perfect time for one of our expert staff to evaluate your needs. For a free estimate, call H.R. Clough today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
There's a big difference between a big box store and a LaValle Middleton building supply.
When you're a local store, you need to compete with the bigger chains. So we've combined our purchasing power with over 300 independent lumberyard and home centers, and we've passed those savings on to you.
Our customers have grown up with our stores, and now their kids are shopping here with our kids.
We have everything you need for any home improvement project you can think of.
And the possibilities are endless.
If we had a motto, it would be neighbors helping neighbors build a community.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. Now is the time to have a highly trained H.R. Clough technician perform an annual maintenance and inspection of your gas or oil system to help you avoid a failure in the dead of winter. Call now to set up an appointment. Call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
I guess one other thing that I would like to highlight is the staff. And when I was here, those 35 years, I always say that we grew up together, because at that time when I came in in 73, between then and maybe the 1980, we had many young doctors who moved to this area, and most people will remember their names: Steve Jordan, Jack Kirk, Jeff Powell, Fran Evans, Don Everly, and many more. And we all were pretty much in the same age group and beginning to have families, and so we worked together both here and in the community, and I always say kind of grew up together and raised our families together and celebrated the milestones that we were reaching. And so during the time that I was here, we had many staff members who were here 25 or 30 years, and that kind of dedication is unusual, I think, these days. Not only because times have changed in the industry, and younger people maybe don't take a job and assume they're going to be there for the rest of their lives. And this was a unique opportunity for me, especially because it allowed me to stay in this community where we were raising our family and grow. I mean, I had so many opportunities for growth that this organization and the board and everybody gave me that I probably would not have had in many other places. So, but the staff, they were willing to learn. They were willing to do new things. Being a home care and hospice nurse is not always easy, both in terms of taking care of the patients, but getting there and trudging about in the snow and ice. The staff and board taught me so much, but the patients taught me so much. There are a wealth of people who've had tremendous life experiences who just enrich your life. Somebody asked me recently, if you had superpowers, what would you do? And my response was that, well, I had 2 responses, but I'll just tell you one. One of my responses was that I would bring all of the people who were my everyday heroes, and it could be a board member or a staff member or a volunteer, into one room and thank them all for everything they did in my life. Everybody just works together to make it happen, and as I said about funding, you're kind of always putting together a bunch of little pots of revenue to make it work, and I think everybody is committed to doing that. It's kind of unfortunate that this 50th anniversary celebration year has been so impacted by this coronavirus, but you know, it all works out in the end, and hopefully we'll have more parties next year to celebrate. But it's been an amazing 50 years for this organization, and so I just think the fact that these men and women are so dedicated and to making things better and to having patients be able to be home and be as independent as possible it makes all the difference. I know if that were me getting services, that's what I would want for sure. So it's a great organization. I can't say anything, I can't imagine anything better for a community. And certainly for me personally, the experiences and the opportunities that I had over 35 years, I could have never imagined when I was 5 years old and decided I wanted to be a nurse while watching the pediatrician stitch up my friend's knee that had been broken on a cut on a milk bottle. And I decided right then and there that nursing was for me. So it's been a great ride.
Wow, what a great organization that has been built around the passion and love of so many. When your Yankee Chronicle returns, we'll close with Pete Lauridsen at the Ice House Museum, one of the most unique collections where hands-on is the operative term. So please stay with us.
Simple solutions in a challenging world. Let Echo Communications make your life simpler. From the beginning, creating design through the commercial print process and ending with custom mailing, all easily coordinated in one place. Echo Communications provides simple solutions in a challenging world. One place, many solutions. Learn more at echocominc.com.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. Now is the time to protect yourself from the potential rising costs of fuel. The H.R. Clough Smart Pay Plan offers you the very best price. Call and talk to one of the expert staff about the right plan for you and your home. Call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Warner's Main Street Bookends has been your community bookstore since 1998 and voted Yankee Magazine's Editor's Pick Must-See Bookstore. Bookends is a full-service store offering a huge selection of current fiction and nonfiction with children's book selection, toys, and games. Bookends has a huge card selection for all occasions, along with Main Street Marketplace and Gallery in the attached barn. 100% solar, Main Street Bookends of Warner is building your community one book at a time.
Welcome back. Abby Peel is my name, and today's Yankee Chronicle is the game. But a real game in town right now is one of the most unique collections of memorabilia from the past. Hi, Pete. Tell us more.
So the Ice House Museum is a collection that was collected by William F. Kidder of automobiles, antique automobiles, memorabilia, antique automobilia, and all sorts of antique things that were his collection and people had dropped off as he was starting to collect them in New London. Originally it was an ice house, and he ended up changing it from an ice house into a place where he could tinker and collect all of the items that are here in the ice house today, which is quite an eclectic collection. All right, the history of this ice house is that originally the Kidders, Bill Kidder's dad, started a garage in New London at the center of town in about 1910, and then became a Ford dealer and sold Ford cars right up through, I think it was the 1980 before they had closed the garage. And there was an oil business as well, heating oil. So the history was from there to William F. Kidder went off to war and through the Second World War, and then came back and then worked in the garage. His dad turned it over to him, and in the oil business, and the ice house was an ice house to store ice during the winter. And it was called the Shepherd's Ice House because they had a stable, and they ended up hauling ice off the lakes in New London to here, and right behind the ice house there was a pond that they would store the ice for refrigeration, which was one of the largest industries in the state at that time. So then once the refrigeration and the ice went by the wayside, Bill ended up acquiring the ice house and started using it as a place to tinker on his cars, and then started collecting and restoring all of the toys and all of the cars that are here today. There's quite a variety of things here, all from early Model T Fords up through earlier than that, early Fords before Model T, and parts. And part of the collection is due to a Ford garage which his dad started in the early 1900s. And so there are all sorts of parts and parts bins here, and new parts that have never been used, and all the way from antique car parts to a barber shop chair, and also the collection of antique toys, pedal cars, a huge collection of toys like that, and adult toys that you can ride around on as well. This museum is really a hands-on museum, and you really have to come to see what it is all about. It's very unusual compared to most museums. My dad moved here in 1945, and Bill was at war in Europe, and he went to the garage where his dad was owning it and running it at the time, and ended up, my dad saw one of the 1911 Ford Model Ts that Bill had, and ended up saying, boy, I got to meet this guy. And they had a long lifetime relationship, probably one of the best friends that my dad ever had. And I got into the automobile business because of it, and was around it. So it's been a great life for me as well. So we're in New London, New Hampshire. We're on Pleasant Street. Hours are from 9 to 2 on Saturday and Tuesdays, and Thursdays 9 to 4. And if you'd like to find more information on this, you can go to the William F. Kidder WFK website. We would love to see you. A lot of people that have lived here for years come in and they say they wish they had been here before. They never realized quite a collection there is here. And we're all very, very lucky that Mr. Kidder had collected it, and that the family has preserved this collection, and now it's here.
Thanks, Pete, and thank you to the Kidder family and all the volunteers that make the Ice House Museum a must-visit place in our region. Don't miss our Game of the Week, Great Saves from the Past. This week, YCN will feature a 2018 football clash between Hanover and Plymouth. All our games replay at 12 noon and 5 p.m. on Sundays and Mondays on WYCX. And we're gearing up for live football this fall, featuring Kearsarge, Lebanon, Hopkinton, and many other local schools. Check out other outside television programs of original shows featuring the most exciting extreme sports, from rock climbing, biking, water sports, and of course, skiing. I'm Abby Peel. Join us again next week at this same time from Bubba's Bar and Grill for another edition of Yankee Chronicle. Stay safe, everyone.